Perfect. Oh, this is going to be an interesting matchup. Only seen Villa played once so far in this league. Wet Bandits starting on the attack, Vyper on the defense. Let's see what the bands are going to be like heading into this matchup.
Oh, we start a fuck. Sorry, I literally
It's
just
alright.
went AFK.
The Barna ban.
Right, my apologies.
That's alright.
You have not provided us with a link yet, then. Which
I'll
is
do it.
what
I'll do it.
we
It's fine.
did
It's
ask
fine.
for. Oh my goodness.
Thatcher ban coming out from Wet Bandits. That's pretty strange considering they're attacking first. But we'll see how that works out for them. X, if you put the link in live matches. Cool. It's alright. Yeah, okay, perfect. Cade. Pretty standard bans there, except obviously the Hibana, but with the mirror band, I guess that sort of cancels it out. I mean, they've still got that ace and the Thermite in play, but Thatcher off the board's pretty huge, especially from the attacking side. I can just do the link because I can do it from my phone. You can literally just go onto the YouTube.
Right. For anyone watching, please do forgive us for our ineptitude. Unfortunately, we are still quite new to all of this.
Share the link in. I don't think anyone's going to be watching because the link isn't shared yet.
There are people watching, I can
There we
guarantee.
go. Oh, no, did I share the right link?
Yeah, that seems to be the correct link.
Cool.
Right.
Excellent.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
No.
I was not paying attention. I'm not. Alright, Zavi at the sledge. Cannot say that I'm very surprised. Nomad would have been the operator I might have chosen to stick out of though. As Vela might be a big map, but flanking in turn takes a long time. So unless you coordinate that very, very well and you have people defending a couple of chokeholds, doesn't really matter. Anyway.
I think it's interesting Goya shield placements as well here. I mean...
yes, very.
I don't know about you,
Vyper's
Rush,
clearly
but
going for... sorry.
That's alright.
You know, Vyper's clearly going for a heavy north side extension of the map, trying to hold, you know, landing for as long as possible, trying to keep them out of statues so that they can't really put much pressure on that part of the map. Unfortunately though, it would seem that Wet Bandits have absolutely no interest in attacking that side of the map, and have instead set up for a study side take.
Vipers put lots of their utility over on the trophy statue side of the map, and Wet Bandits having absolutely none of it. They've seen the setup and they're pushing the side that has the least utility. Moz is going to get lit up to 40 health early on. Looks like the mute here playing.
Zen, could you do me a favor and collapse the
There's a first
cards, please.
Vyper.
Like they're taking up a lot of the screen itself. Yep, thank you very much. Very forward placement of the shields, I will not lie. If you were to pop a grenade right in the opening of the door, that would probably take out the shield, so I'm a little bit...
Wow. 3 of the attackers from Wet Bandits already taken out within the first half of the round. It looks like the attack is crumbling here on the study balcony, as the mutant smoke's just going to be getting aggressive there, and the Toro's going to find the head of the player at top main stairs now. Rinsler getting very aggressive on the Wamai, but can't quite find the attackers on the study balcony.
Yeah, I mean, what it seems to have happened, and unfortunately, because on my end the stream is very pixelated, so I can't really tell properly. What seems to have happened is that people were trying to fit themselves through one doorway and one window. Now, sure, this maximizes the amount of firepower that you can put through either that doorway or that window. However, you do kind of put yourself in an uncomfortable position where you're forced to win a gunfight. And if you don't, you're not gonna get into the building.
Also think the Vyper side on defense have their crossfires set up nicely with this study doorway. I mean, they have one player swinging the aviator doorway and then Goyo top main as well as the head holes. They have a three-way crossfire onto the doorway, and the 5 players of Wet Bandits all funneling through one door, just getting taken out one by one as they filter in. And the player at top main coordinated with the player on the aviator holes and aviator door, and they're just swinging in unison and taking them out one by one. Wonderful first round for Vyper there.
Yeah, a very strong defensive setup on the side of Vyper, who have thus far not shown too much during the tournament. Sure, 2 out of their 3 games have not been shown on stream, but their performance, getting only 1 point over those 2 games, has been a little bit disappointing, to say the least. Now, Wet Bandits not necessarily performing that much better. Currently sitting at 0 points, having taken 2 losses in the past. Both teams have something to fight for, at the very least, to fight for their own honors. Like, any of those 2 teams would have liked to have taken at least 3 points earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's also interesting to see the difference in lineups against those top league teams and the bottom league teams. I mean, no hard breacher on the side of Wet Bandits attack. That's really setting themselves up for failure early on in the operator selection phase.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, there are maps such as Consulate, when it used to be in the Pro League map pool and Coastline, where you can basically get away with not having a hard breacher. Basically because the map is very frag heavy in how it plays out, but a map like Villa, which is very defender sided and very tactical, you really need at least one hard breacher to give yourself some advantageous angles. So I think you were right on the money when you said that, you know, Wet Bandits have put themselves at a disadvantage right from the get-go.
Yeah, and I mean, the Lion Jackal combination makes it look like they're going to be heading for the roam clear and maybe a study side take, dodging the master breach. But I think Vyper have, again, put quite a lot of utility and extended the objective across the whole of the top floor with reinforcements and 2 roamers playing over this side of the map. And
yeah, I do think that you probably mentioned the best course of action for Wet Bandits in this instance, like pushing over the south side onto the northern end of the map to avoid having to use those heart breaching gadgets or utility. Seeing as you can get away with quite a lot, though I would probably personally, and as you could see in the Paralysis game from yesterday, put a heart breacher out on the master bedroom balcony to just open up an additional line of sight so that you can have a little bit of an easier time entering onto the objective. So
and it also builds that pressure as well onto the defensive side. With that wall opened up as well as a 2-dimensional push coming from both master and the south side, it just really squeezes the defenders down onto that objective.
Yeah, it really does. Anyway, at this point in time, no such push coming out from the side of Wet Bandits. It has been 1.5 minutes before the first gunfight actually happens, and it's immediately traded out. Never mind, another pick just got picked up by Ginker,
That's the
subbing
third
in.
one. Wow. Flurry of frags coming in there, and Wet Bandits find themselves on a receiving end of a 1v3 situation. Moz just playing the red stairs here. 1 minute left on the clock. He's got to find the head of the 3 remaining Viper players. His team let him down there as the trades were not there. The refrags were not there. And it was like for every 3 kills Viper would get, Wet Bandits would only find 1 in return.
Yeah, and look at the position of Moz right now. He's stuck between those 3 players on the side of Vyper. And they've positioned themselves really, really well. Ooh, but unfortunately the head gets taken off of... That's Rinsler, right? Because I can't see, it's a little bit too pixelated on my end. Or was it... Who was that?
Yeah, I think it was Rinsler.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
There goes Moz. The Vector just tearing him to pieces at top main stairs there. Nice round from Vyper, but I think they got a bit aggressive in the 1v4 situation. Got it down to 1v2 pretty easily, and a nice try from Moz, but unfortunately the intel just wasn't there on the position of the Goya.
Yeah, no, but I mean, realistically speaking, if you're put into a 1v3 scenario, the chances of you winning the actual round are very, very slim. Especially if a team like Vyper, who should have enough experience, coordinates well, and at least sets themselves up to refrag their fellow
Yeah,
players.
definitely.
Right, the Blackbeard being shown by Princess Ellie during the pick phase, but 6 picks off to the IQ. Again, no Heartbreacher though on the side of the Wet Bandits, but they did bring a fuse. So potentially 2 Heartbreach charges. I wouldn't say that those are very ideal, but they might just be enough, depending on how well they take map control as the round progresses.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Wet Bandit's going to be heading again for the top floor take on the kitchen site with the fuse being brought. That's going to indicate pretty well to Vyper that they're going to be trying to take hold of master bedroom and trophy and statue to go vertical onto the kitchen site. But Valkyrie's going to be putting some cams upstairs, maybe to make some C4 potential down on the site, as they have bought 3 C4s here.
I only saw 2. No, there was definitely only 2. There's
Oh,
one
only
on
2.
the
Malusi does not have one, no?
No, that got taken away 4 months ago. Don't quote me on it. Might have been 5. Now, Malusi unfortunately lost her C4 in favor of a bulletproof camera. Anyway, as Mango expertly deduced, the Valkyrie cams will indeed be used for at least a C4 in the near future. I mean, it's to be expected. It's kitchen on Villa. Like, throwing up C4s to the ceiling is almost synonymous with this bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy frags there for the defenders as well, especially with the Valkyrie in play. But it looks like Zobi's going to be getting aggressive here, and Zafe's going to punish him for the aggression, finding the head of the Valkyrie. And this is a nice clear so far from Wet Bandits. The adrenaline surge is being used to just push the players out of the top floor. They find the opening pick and light up the player in statue. This is looking like a really nice pinch. But the Malusi's going to swing around and find the head of 2 in master bedroom. A double kill for Decky. No, I'm struggling a bit. The pixelated stream is not helping out here, but it was looking it was looking like a strong start for Wet Bandits. But I mean, they just let that Malusi swing the doorway and take out 2 of them, and there we go. Zafe's equalised with a nice shot onto the Jaeger there, and 3v3.
Yeah, but unfortunately something very big has just happened. They've misdroned the Malusi, who's now picked up 2 more kills on for the ace Decky.
This is huge stuff from Decky here on the roam. I mean, he's looking for the 5th to get himself the ace, and this is really some incredible solo performance coming out from him for his team.
Yeah, and additionally, they have a rough idea of where the last player of Wet Bandits is currently located.
Yeah, the yellow pings are coming out onto his position. Will Decky be able to finish the job and find the ace? He pre-fired some shots around, but can't quite get the kill.
Yeah,
there he goes.
First ace of the match, Decky.
I think that's first ace in the league, full stop. Don't think.
Maybe on stream. I don't know if that's true for
Yeah, on stream anyway, it definitely is.
the off-stream games.
Well, that's a full successful rotation for Viper. They're going to be heading on back up to Aviator and Games with the same lineup as they had on round 1.
Yeah, coming back though to last round, really big play from Decky up there on the second floor roam, taking out every single one of the Wet Bandit players. But I have to say, like, props to Wet Bandits for how they started the take. It was just that, you know, they just gave Decky 1v1s and did not put themselves into positions where they could either pinch or refrag their members, which really contributed to them losing that round, because they might not necessarily have lost that round if it wasn't for all of those 1v1s.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think it's a case of they're not playing and doubling up on the attack for the refrags. They're more pushing ahead of the drones and playing a bit more to themselves and solo. Maybe the communication on the side of Wet Bandits is struggling a bit, but with the Jackal
Then
and the
have you
Lion,
alt-tapped, or you've paused?
no, it's just the players are loading in, I think.
Looks like somebody is about to crash then. Anyway, a slight English. Yes, hard for me as a Dutchman. No. Anyway, a slight alteration of this strat that they used in the first round. The Melusi has been 6-picked off in favor of a Valkyrie, which screams to me that Vyper might want to use a little bit more of that information game that Valkyrie brings, and that they thought that the Melusi Banshees last round were not as influential as they might have been, or could have been. Wet Bandits, though, finally back to bring the Heart Breacher to the game. But sticking the Lion, not necessarily a bad choice.
I mean,
Especially not if they drone properly and they set up their people to, you know, clear angles.
Yeah, definitely Lion and Jackal is a very good combination, but the problem is it encourages people to be a bit more lazy with the drones, as they're going to be relying on that Jackal scanner for intel. But with the nerfs to Jackal about 6 months ago, they made it so the footprints run out after 90 seconds, I think it is. So, I mean, it's definitely...
It is, but 90 seconds is still quite a long time, especially if you're hunting a roamer.
Yeah.
90 seconds can be life and death. Right, some a nasty pre-fire by Decky through the closet wall onto the head of Moz, which was that Jackal we were just talking about. This is really unfortunate. Still not done yet, though.
He finds his second kill there.
Decky going absolutely massive in this matchup against Wet Bandits.
It's all left down to the 3 attackers now. Natoro's edged his way into the closet there, but they spot out the Valkyrie and Master Bottom, and she's looking to cause a bit more destruction before she falls back.
Yeah, and I mean, she has taken some damage, but there's no direct pressure being put onto the Valkyrie of that team. Oh, a fourth kill in favor of Vyper, Decky being denied the ace this time around by Rinsler.
Princess Ellie gonna take one back onto Decky. They're shutting down the top fragger of Vyper.
Yeah, Decky's been very on point with his shots this game.
I mean, it's just aim, brain. It's all been there for Decky, and he really is the star of the show so far this game.
Yeah. Personally, right now, 1v4 on the attack, facing the defense, you're not going to accomplish much, if anything at all. If I were Wet Bandits, I would have a unofficial timeout, which does indeed mean that we are gonna get a very boring few couple of seconds. I just have a little bit of a talk about what's going wrong, because Wet Bandits is just not competitive at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, Viper's flawless
Good shot
the
though on the
round so
Rinsler.
far, but Princess
Oh,
Ellie
and
with a
Pinker getting
triple so
taken
far.
out. Very nice. Now it's actually doable. Maybe. Maybe we'll see a ace clutch. Zobi though, thus far gone unchecked with a shotgun at close range.
15 seconds to go.
But with 15 seconds left, this is looking very favourable for the defenders here, as Princess Ellie is fighting against not only the two remaining defenders, but the timer as well. Doesn't manage to stick the plant due to the sound of the defenders and loses the round on the timer.
Yeah,
Really nice
Vyper played
try.
that. Yeah, Vyper played it very passively, and I would argue in the absolutely best way possible. Losing those two members who made the aggressive plays, that's how you lose games. Like the massive passive, the insanely passive actions that you saw the last two remaining members of Vyper take at the very end. That's how I feel like the entire Vyper roster should have acted, just to guarantee the round. A valiant effort though by Ellie on the Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, hitting some really nice shots there and propelling herself to the top of the table on the side of Wet Bandits.
Right, round 5 on the way. Nakali being flexed, but is being 6-picked off of in favor of a Maverick. And again, Vyper 6-picking the Melusi.
Wet Bandits definitely look
So-
like, with their lineup, they're trying to take this a lot more
Defenders,
seriously
protect
now,
your
and
bombs
they've
from being
decided
defused
to
by
scrap
attackers.
the Jackal line combo and realised it's not working. I mean, it's nice that they're starting to adapt, but 4 rounds in, I think it's just a bit late.
It would seem to be a little bit late. Now, fortunately enough, Villa being as defender favorite as it is, you kind of expect to go 2 in 4 on your attack. 1 in 5 can still be doable, especially if you have a really strong defense. You might still be struggling a bit with your attacking half. If you go 3 in 3, that's kind of disastrous if you're on the defense. If you go 6 in 0 though, that's only 1 round away from losing the map.
And it looks like Wet Bandit's going to be favouring this study side take yet again. We've seen them be pretty unsuccessful with this take, but again, I mean, Vyper's put so much utility on that Master Breach.
Yeah, a decent adaptation though, and the fact that 2 of the members of Wet Bandits have decided to push to the Master Bedroom side this time around. And this can either...
Decky's really coming to fight them at the doorway, not letting them take any map control from that study balcony, with 2 players extending over to the study side of the map and just trying to fight them on the doorways. But it looks like they've rotated for near enough a full Master Bedroom push. Probably a wise choice from Wet Bandit.
Rinsler though ready for the fireplace window spin. But yeah, nobody quite close enough. Oh, Rinsler starts it off onto Ellie, who was such a big influence for Wet Bandits last round.
I'm reloading.
Well, Amoko's not really having that big of an impact quite yet, that we can tell from the scoreboard at the very least. As
Safe.
Zobi.
Yeah, Zobi takes out Safe there.
Yeah, that is the only ranged hard breach that Wet Bandits has rolled. Losing the ace. Not the operator you really want to lose, because he can get you those juicy angles that you want to have.
Shot there from Nataro, taking out the player in Astro, but 3v4 with 1 minute left on the clock. Moz has taken a lot of heavy fire from the defenders here, and I mean, the timer again is really just going to play against them, and there goes the Valkyrie taking out Nataro. Free fire coming in from
and
Rinsler,
the close corner net being checked.
What
Rinsler
a
picking
shot
up yet
from Rinsler
another
with the
kill from
sidearm.
the doorway, leaving it all down to Moz, who is on such low HP.
And there we go.
Gets finished
Wow.
off by a beautiful tap from Rinsler.
Rinsler just slamming there with the sidearm and a one tap to finish it all off. Could this be a flawless split?
Yeah, it's starting to look a lot like this might be the flawless split for Vyper. Again, we're going back to kitchen. This is the objective where Decky absolutely slapped the living hell out of Wet Bandits
I also think
last
it was
time.
definitely one of the stronger sites for Wet Bandits to attack as well. They started off the round really strong on their last kitchen attack back
Yeah,
in
they did
round
started off
3, but
really, really strong. So there is definitely some potential, but if Decky pops off again, ooh, I really do fear for the future of this
hmm.
Wet Bandit roster in the league.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But nothing ventured, nothing gained. You won't know how the round will turn out, or it's actually been has been. Jesus, my English very good. Yes, very much.
Bomb located by attackers.
What I wanted to try and say was that, the round has not been played yet. They can still win this round. They can still go on and win the game. Like, they could also still flawless their own defense
10 seconds remaining.
and
Just
then take this
looking-
game to overtime, but it's not looking likely.
5 seconds left.
I mean, remember, even if Wet Bandits take themselves to overtime, they're still going to be guaranteeing themselves at least 1 point, as in this league we've implemented overtime win as 2 points and overtime loss as 1 point to really give the teams that make it to overtime a bit of a reward there, even if they find themselves losing the game.
Yeah, but, I mean, Vyper at this point can basically taste those juicy 3-point wins coming up.
Potentially a 5-point win as well if they get the flawless.
Perhaps. But I mean, we're gonna have to see that happen before,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
willing to comment on that. Like, they do still have to attack in the little, and attacking on this map is considerably harder than it is to defend. A little bit of a slower round though this time around. No opening picks just yet. Whereas the last time that we went to kitchen and dining, the first opening kill fell in the first 30 seconds. Zave though, in the meantime, has taken a lot of damage, being down to almost 20 HP.
it's not really what you want to be seeing as Wet Bandits, with your hard breacher almost getting annihilated early on, but Moz has just creeped on up, almost finding himself in the objective, but Natoro's going to get taken out by, again, do I need to even mention his name at this point? Decky just going ham, taking out Natoro for the entry pick, but the timer here for Wet Bandits is
Starting to
ticking away.
run a little bit low, yeah. Sure, they've made it right next to the objective, but again, they're trying to funnel themselves through a singular doorway, which is leaving them very exposed to all of the angles that the defenders can hold against them.
Now Viper's aware of the push coming out from Wet Bandits, and yes, they are.
And
Decky
it's
finds another.
unknown. Decky finding
Wow.
3 kills.
Wow.
Again, being denied the
Flawless.
ace by the efforts of Zobi this time around, who picks up both of the players in stock.
That is incredible stuff from Viper there. 6-0 on the split. They could be looking for the first flawless win in the league if they can take this final round. But now switching over to attack, it's definitely going to give Wet Bandits a chance to get a few rounds on the board.
It very much does, yes. Again, defending is so much easier on this map. Attacking in general is a lot harder, which, means nothing really in the grand scheme of things, but like, you should basically be able to do both at this point.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, perhaps Vyper isn't as properly tuned in on their attack as they are on their defense, and I think we're about to find out. As Vyper is bringing along the Finca, an operator that we have not yet seen. Very versatile operator though, especially since the rework that allows you to keep the health generated by her Nanobot
mean-
Stim.
I mean, Thinker's definitely an interesting one. We're seeing a surge in popularity with the adrenaline surge being buffed, so the health is permanent if your teammates have been damaged, as well as her being able to pick herself up. And the addition of grenades a while back has also helped her pick
Yeah,
rate
re-edition
climb.
actually. The re-edition actually, frag grenades on the Thinker, as well as the addition of the Gun 6.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Anyway, unlike Vyper,
Attackers objective
Wet
is to
Bandits does
locate a
not seem
bomb and
interested
defuse
in
it.
holding line of sight through the aviator wall. Now this can be understandable, and believe they've just made a slight miscommunication. Somebody opening up the 90 edge before the Maestro places camera right there, meaning that he can be very easily meleeed out.
And another miscommunication there with a rotate made, but they just opt to reinforce it off there and really limit their positions here. They sort of reinforce themselves into sight and box themselves in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Vyper, though, has started their assault in the meantime. The Ace hang on 90, waiting for his teammates to push up over the northern end of the map, bedroom, trophy, and statue. With most of the Wet Bandit roster already confined back at the objective and one player low. They
Dave's
won't
going to be
have...
taking an early engagement here onto the play. Attacker's pushing him from landing, but he's going to be on the receiving end, looking down the barrel of two of the attackers, but he finds the head of one, and there's the star of Vyper taken out early on. Thinker down, 2 nades down, and all 3 adrenaline surges yet to be used. A huge pick from Zaif there, and really gaining a bit of momentum for the side of Wet Bandits, who are honestly going to be feeling pretty demoralised after not winning a single round so far this matchup.
Yeah, it was a really, really good pick and a good early advantage. Unfortunately, though, Wet Bandits have forfeited a lot of their map control to the attack, and I think this is going to bite them in their behinds
Comes
quite
the
soon
assault
as the Flores Tinker takes out the Valkyrie, who might have been playing for that C4.
Princess Ellie's going to lose a bit of health there, and it looks like Vyper are already heading for an execute. Zaif's going to make his position known and get taken out, but he is going to not go down without a fight, as he's going to light up 2 players of Vyper playing on landing. Princess Ellie getting pretty aggressive with the swing, but the position here is looking pretty awkward. He's going to get the down, but is his team aware? No, they're not. I mean, Viper's just pushing on in and going for a plant.
Yeah, this is really starting to look like Vyper will take the first flawless win of
There they
this
go.
season. And there you go.
That is huge from Vyper. No, I don't mean you did lag out. We were all fine on the stream. It's alright.
Shit happens. Anyway, a flawless victory for Vyper, with Decky having a massive
15
contribution
kills
to
in
their
7
victory,
rounds.
going 15 in 3 in 1.
Yeah, I mean, he
Absolutely
was
massive.
really just getting frags after frags after frags with an average KD of just over 2 kills per round. That is incredible for someone who is playing guns like the MP5, which are considered pretty weak for a fragging role. He was actually slamming there.
Okay. Or
No,
not.
get one of the. Maybe we should get one of the Viper players in to see how their thoughts on the game.
One sec.
That's
You did
alright.
the interview with the...
Polemic, how do you think that
Bandits.
game went for your team there?
It went garbage. I mean,
Uh,
I mean, my teammates played good, but yeah, I didn't.
I mean, we thought you were going to get a round on the board there on that round 3 kitchen attack. You had a really nice pinch on the roamers and took top floor control pretty early on, but Decky just rotated up and got an ace, to be quite frank. I mean, he absolutely popped off, but it was a really nice attempt from your side of things as well.
Yeah, little underrated team, but
Yeah, I mean, they played
we'll get
really
there.
well. All right,
Yeah.
thanks. Well played.
Yeah, thank you.
Rush, it was
Right.
a pleasure to cast for you.
There's still a interview that we can do with Vyper. They've just agreed.
Oh, perfect.
Hello.
Zobi, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Zobi.
Hello, what's up?
How does it feel? First proper win of this season,
Yeah, 5
and a
points.
flawless one at that.
Very good game. Very good enemies. Yeah.
You can't help but feel that you're a little bit sarcastic.
No, because it was hard to not pick, and
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean,
was very tough.
we almost saw you throw around there on the
Yeah.
round 3 kitchen defense, just Becky swinging and swinging and swinging, and finally fighting back the frags. It was a 5v3 looking like Wet Bandit round, but then Decky just managed to find an ace, retaking that top floor there. I mean,
Yeah.
huge game for you guys and really moving yourselves up in the standings.
Deki is shooting people. That's what he does, so it's fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
you got
what
yourself.
have you been feeding him tonight? Because honestly, he was on one. He was he went 15 in 3 and 1.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching him, so it's fine. I was just sitting in my spot, and he was doing all the job, so it's fine.
Very, very well. Right. Anything that you would like to say to either Wet Bandits, to your teammates, or to your next opponents, whoever they might be?
Have fun and shoot people. It's fine.
All right, very well. Thank you very much, Sobi.
Thank you.
Yeah, well played, Zobi. Oh, it was a pleasure stream with you, Rush, and I hope we can definitely do a few more games casting together. But from now on, guys, who's watching the stream, we're going to be trying to get every match casted in the league. So it's going to be pretty busy, almost the daily streams, hopefully. So
Yeah, we'll be doing a few small tweaks behind the scenes to try and get things to go a little bit more smoothly and to get a little bit more attention to the streams itself, in the hopes that everyone can enjoy the games being played just that little bit more.
yeah, just a few quality of life changes to the Discord server and the streaming side of things. But thanks for casting with me today, Rush, and I think that's it for today.
There's one more thing. Tomorrow there's the last game of the week, BX versus DK. If you're still watching, unfortunately, this is the only game we have for today. But tomorrow at 6 p.m. UTC or London time, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
there
it's
should be
definitely
another
going to
game
be.
for you to watch.
It's definitely
Where
going to be one to watch as well because both those teams are pretty equal in the standings and definitely both quite talented rosters there.
yeah, so we hope to see you back tomorrow for that game.
Right, well, I think that's everything for today. But what an insane game to cast! I think yeah, I think we'll stop the stream there. Thanks for casting with me, Rush. It was a pleasure as always, and thanks for spectating X.
All right.